being
No,
accountable.
I've seen this.
No, I think everybody else is being accountable.
I've been watching this for years.
Hi guys, welcome back to The Real Truth Files, the only show that goes deeper and brings you the stories the network would never have the guts to broadcast. Today, we're exploring the court case that just blew up like a bomb in the middle of Flagstaff. You've seen rumors. You've seen the drama. But what happened in that courtroom last week? What the judge said. It didn't just expose a secret bank account, it changed the entire game. Consider this document. In here, hidden in Exhibit 12C, is the trail, wire transfers, coded deposits, shell LLCs. For years, this money remained quietly in an outpost of the Brown family empire, unseeable to everybody, except apparently one person. And when that man spoke, the room was transfixed. The gavel came down. And a bombshell ruling was delivered that no one, not even Robyn and Kody, could reason their way out of. But just before we dive into this testimony that blasted the lid off this $3 million cover-up, you know the ritual. If you think the truth will always get out, take 1 second, hit that like button till it goes blue, and subscribe with the bell on. Let's make the algorithm see this crew is here for the truth, not the TV fiction. Okay, you've done it? Great. Now hold on to your seat, because what you're about to learn is going to blow everything you thought you knew about the Brown family finances. The setup, when the lies started cracking. For years, we heard the same tale: the money's tight, the land will come later, the family account is empty. Christine sold jewelry. Janelle tightened belts to pay taxes on Coyote Pass. Mary survived on leftovers from a business that never got off the ground. Meanwhile, upstairs in that huge 5-bedroom house on the hill, Robyn informed cameras she was barely making it. But the figures never checked out. And then, when Christine's attorneys began tracking down past TLC royalty payments, something peculiar showed up: deposits that went directly into an account bypassing the main family account altogether. A cryptic name kept recurring: C&R Ventures LLC. $3 million over the span of 3 years. No tax returns filed. No business address given. At first, everybody thought it was an error. Until the accountant, Ms. Delaney Hart, got on the stand. The witness who broke the silence. Court transcript dramatized from behind-the-scenes accounts. Ms. Kararma, plaintiff's attorney. Ms. Hart, you were contracted by the family to investigate joint income from 2018 to 2023, right? Ms. Hart, yes. Kararma, report to the court what you discovered. Hart, we found an unreported account called C&R Ventures LLC. Funds of approximately $3 million were siphoned out of Family Traditions LLC, the account shared by all the wives, into this private company owned by just Kody and Robyn Brown. The courtroom gasped. Christine covered her mouth. Janelle stared straight ahead, the way you do when the truth is more horrific than you ever thought. Kararma, and were these transfers approved by the plaintiffs? Hart, no. Their signatures were forged electronically on the forms authorizing the transfers. Boom. There it was. Forgery. Cover-up. $3 million moved behind the scenes without anyone's knowledge, all while the rest of the family was instructed to ration groceries and put off constructing their homes. The defense collapses. Kody's attorney leapt to his feet. Objection, speculative, he shouted. The judge leaned forward. Overruled. Proceed. And that's when the tide shifted. Ms. Hart pulled out Exhibit 15, a chain of wire confirmations tracing TLC network payments back to C&R Ventures. Each memo line was identical: episode residuals, private. The crowd saw the paper trail extend years. Every bonus, every royalty, every renewal. All hidden away in a secret safe the other wives had no idea existed. By this time, Kody was red-faced. Robyn murmured something, eyes glassy, shaking hands. But the judge wasn't impressed. He cleared his throat, rapped the file once, and spoke in a low tone: this court will not accept perjury on the witness stand. Boom again. Another whack. You could sense the equilibrium tip right there in the courtroom. The turning point. For the first time ever, Christine and Janelle seemed poised to win. Their attorney smiled, only barely, as the judge directed immediate forensic tracing of all C&R Ventures transactions. It was a bombshell order for complete financial disclosure, he called it. All accounts tied to the Browns were to be frozen and presented to the court in 24 hours. That's when the panic began. Phones buzzed. Lawyers huddled. Someone from the defense table muttered, "This could ruin us." And that was before the next witness, the insider, took the stand. Because if the documents proved the money existed, this next testimony would prove why it was hidden. And trust me, crew, you're not ready for what she said next. When the bailiff opened the door and the next witness came in, the courtroom atmosphere shifted. All the reporters edged forward. Cameras snapped softly. And on the plaintiff side, Christine squeezed Janelle's hand, softly whispering, "That's her." She was Rachel King, a reserved woman in her mid-30s. Not a wife. Not an attorney. But an insider, a personal assistant who worked in Kody and Robyn's house for nearly 4 years. She wasn't meant to be here. She had signed more confidentiality agreements than there were pages in the Bible. But after the subpoena arrived, she figured it was time to speak. The judge glanced at her softly. "Ms. King, take the stand." You could hear a pin drop. Ms. Kararma, plaintiff's attorney. Ms. King, would you describe your employment with the defendants? Rachel King, I was employed by Kody and Robyn Brown between 2018 and 2022. I did scheduling, correspondence, and sometimes paid household bills. Kararma, did you know of an entity known as C&R Ventures LLC? Rachel paused, looking over at the defense table. Yes. I processed several payments out of that account. Boom. The room awakened. The same account the accountant had spoken of, verified. Kararma, can you explain to the court what type of payments you made? Rachel, mainly personal expenses. Furniture for the house, travel reservations, school tuition for the kids, auto leases. There were also transfers designated consulting fees paid into outside accounts. Kararma, do you remember who authorized those transfers? Rachel, each of them was authorized by Robyn. Kody would message her, and then she'd instruct me to start it. Robyn's face paled across the courtroom. Kararma, were you ever instructed not to talk about this account with the other family members? Rachel, yes. Robyn said, "This is our family fund." The others wouldn't get it. Boom. Another strike. The judge leaned forward, writing something on his pad. Rachel went on, voice calm but choked with emotion. She explained how, each Friday morning, Robyn would sit at the kitchen table sipping tea and typing away on a laptop. She'd launch an online banking site labeled C&R Ventures LLC, check for deposits from TLC, then disburse money for household needs. Those needs were not shared, however, by the rest of the family. Rachel said, "I remember one morning, Janelle called about property taxes on Coyote Pass. Robyn muted the phone, rolled her eyes, and whispered to Kody, 'Tell her we're broke again.' Then she unmuted and said, 'Sorry, Janelle, we're strapped right now. Maybe next month.' The same day, she ordered new furniture worth $12,000. Gasps echoed through the gallery. Then came the message that changed everything. Rachel produced a printed email exchange between Kody, Robyn, and a financial advisor. The title, Diversion Strategy. Kararma, please read the first line for the court. Rachel, Kody wrote, "Let's ensure deposits only go to C&R, I'll take care of the optics." That single sentence fell like a thunderclap. Kody Brown's attorney jumped up, yelling, "Objection. Hearsay." The judge slammed down his gavel. Overruled. The letter is admissible as direct correspondence. The crowd buzzed. Reporters clacked away. Rachel went on to show that even at the worst of the pandemic, when Kody informed the other wives that there was no money left, he and Robyn were secretly depositing funds. Rachel, they referred to it as protecting the legacy. But in reality, it was protecting themselves. She described a time in 2021 when Robyn cracked, "We should call it the nest egg account." Kody chuckled and said, "Yeah, the only egg that actually hatches." The courtroom erupted in laughter turned to outrage. The judge rapped his pen loudly for silence. By then, the image was clear. Money dripped from TLC Family Traditions LLCC and R Ventures LLC Personal Extravagance. While Christine and Janelle counted pennies, Kody and Robyn were stacking private wealth. And then came the final blow. Rachel revealed that she once overheard Kody practicing a speech for the cameras, saying, "I'm just a man doing my best to keep the family afloat." After filming, he told Robyn, "If they buy this pity act, we're safe for another season." The courtroom collectively exhaled, a sound of disgust and disbelief. Ms. Karama, so, Ms. King, in short, the defendants established a secret account, stole common funds, and hid its presence from the other wives? Rachel, yes, ma'am. That is precisely what occurred. The judge nodded slowly. Let the record show that this testimony affirms prior financial conclusions. Boom. Another bombshell. The day concluded with chaos. The judge had ended early, citing emotional strain. Robyn had run from the room crying. Kody had yelled at his attorney. Christine and Janelle had quietly hugged their lawyer, eyes brimming but relieved. Outside, reporters mobbed, demanding Rachel comment. She merely said, "I told the truth." That's all. Inside, the judge's blockbuster directive, the one everyone was speculating about, was now out. All of the assets traced to C&R Ventures LLC were to be frozen. The Browns were commanded to provide complete financial disclosure within 72 hours. But that wasn't the end. Because hidden in those disclosures was one last secret, something so outrageous, it made the $3 million seem small. And crew, when I tell you what investigators found next, you'll realize why this case may not end at civil court. Stay tuned. The courthouse steps were filled with cameras the following morning. The reporters yelled questions, microphones flashed in the air, and the question on everyone's lips was the same: what's in the disclosure? Inside, the atmosphere was charged. The judge entered with a fresh sheaf of papers, C&R Ventures LLC's financial disclosures. You could practically smell whatever huge thing was looming. Christine and Janelle sat together, relaxed but clearly strung tight. Across from them, Robyn shifted, her eyes red. Kody strode in little, furious circles, muttering to his attorney. The judge put his glasses down. This court has examined the documents filed under order. What we discovered, he spoke slowly, is troubling. He stopped. Everyone in that courtroom leaned forward. What followed wasn't merely a scandal, it was a revelation. The revelation came to light that C&R Ventures LLC was not one account. It was a spider web of 5 sub-accounts, each hidden under various pseudonyms: real estate, production royalties, consulting, legal retainers, and family management. The assets total weren't $3 million. They were more than $6.5 million. The courtroom gasped. Christine spoke softly, 6.5? Janelle closed her eyes. The judge went on, in addition, these accounts were created with forged digital signatures by the plaintiffs and held in the sole control of the defendants. This is willful concealment of marital assets. Boom. The pens hitting the floor, the gasps of people whispering, it filled the air. Kody's lawyer jumped up, screaming, "Your Honor, we need a recess." The judge brought down the gavel. Denied. Sit down. And that's when he uttered it, the statement that would be on every front page. "Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, this court sees proof of willful financial deception, obstruction, and abuse of monies that belong to your household. You will account for it." The second witness was terse but devastating. A forensic expert by the name of Dr. Miguel Alvarez testified. Serene, clinical, accurate. He described how C&R Ventures' money was spent: mortgage payments, leases on luxury cars, private school fees, and several unbudgeted real estate purchases, a cabin in Montana, a condo in Las Vegas. He displayed the documents, one transfer after another. Each one had an annotation: family operations, logistics, management expenses. None of it reflected actual family business expenditures. The judge inquired, "Dr. Alvarez, in your expert estimation, what are the nature of these transactions?" He gazed straight at Kody and replied, "Fraudulent concealment and misappropriation, Your Honor." Boom. The word everyone had been dreading to hear: fraud. Robyn wept uncontrollably, whispering, "We didn't mean for it to go this far." The tone of the judge remained frosty. "You were presented with every chance to reveal this voluntarily. Instead, you deceived your family and also this court." He addressed the plaintiffs. Mrs. Brown, your courage to seek openness is appreciated.